Imagine a city once alive with the rhythm of daily life, streets buzzing with voices, market stalls overflowing with food and fabrics, temples echoing with chants. And then, silence. No war, no invasion, no warning. In a single night, everything vanished. Homes left untouched, meals half-eaten. No signs of violence, no mass graves, just a haunting emptiness, as if the people simply stood up and walked away. Archaeologists today are baffled. Local legends speak in whispers, and old maps point to a place that some believe never even existed. But it did exist. The ruins are real, the artifacts are real. Yet the reason for its sudden disappearance? Still unknown. How can a city flourishing with life just erase itself from history? Some blame natural disasters. Others believe it was cursed. A few whispers of something not entirely human, but the truth may be even stranger. What was this lost city? Why did its people abandon everything overnight? And more importantly, what did they know that made them leave so quickly without ever coming back? This is more than just ruins in the sand. This is a mystery that defies time. Join us as we journey deep into the past, across forgotten deserts and ancient texts, to uncover the chilling story of the city that vanished overnight and left behind more questions than answers. The city that was mysterious city, let's call it Zerzura, as ancient texts hint, was believed to be nestled deep within a desolate desert, surrounded by jagged cliffs and shifting sands. Once, it was said to be a paradise hidden in plain sight. Zerzura, the White City. That's what the legends called it. Early explorers, Arab geographers, European adventurers, and desert nomads all spoke of a city with gleaming white walls, guarded by statues of lions and golden gates that shimmered in the sun. It was described as a place ahead of its time, with intricate canals carved into stone to channel water from underground aquifers, lush gardens blooming in the middle of the desert, and massive temples that rose into the sky like mountain peaks. Some even claimed that its people were taller, more advanced, and lived in peace, untouched by war for centuries. According to most fragmented sources, Zerzura flourished sometime around 1000 BCE, but the truth is it could be even older. There are no clear written records, only vague inscriptions and whispers from scrolls found thousands of miles away. No single civilization claimed it, no empire recorded it. It just existed. And then, one day, it didn't. The location faded from maps. The stories became harder to trace, and the ruins, what little is left, were swallowed by time and sand. What happened to Zerzura? Was it destroyed? Abandoned? Hidden on purpose? The more archaeologists dig, the more questions they find. And as the desert keeps its secrets, the legend of the White City only grows stranger. One thing is certain: Zerzura was real, and something powerful or terrifying forced it into silence. Discovery of the ruins. For centuries, Zerzura was considered nothing more than legend, an exaggerated traveler's tale lost in the sands of time. But then, something changed. Modern explorers, armed with satellite imagery and aerial drones, began to detect unusual formations deep in the desert. From above, the shapes seemed unnatural, too symmetrical to be natural rock. On the ground, they found them. Strange foundations, massive stone blocks perfectly cut, aligned with celestial patterns. Walls buried beneath layers of wind-blown sand. Entire streets frozen in time. There were no markings, no names, no empire symbols, no inscriptions. It was as if this place never wanted to be found or had been deliberately erased. But there was more. Scattered throughout the site, archaeologists unearthed pieces of charred pottery, tools, broken figurines, and even bones. Carbon dating placed them thousands of years ago, but all from a narrow time window. Something happened fast, something sudden. Meals were found half-prepared, bowls still filled, farming tools left in the middle of fields. There were no signs of fire, battle, or invasion, just silence. It wasn't destroyed. It was deserted. An entire city vanished not gradually but all at once. Even today, the site remains one of the most puzzling discoveries in modern archaeology. What caused thousands of people to abandon their lives in a single night? Was it fear? A prophecy? A force beyond comprehension? The deeper they dig, the more confusing it gets. And every new clue seems to raise more questions than it answers. Theories behind the disappearance. So, what could wipe out an entire city without fire, without war, without any trace of disease or violence? A civilization doesn't simply vanish, unless something extraordinary happened. Let's explore the leading theories. Theory 1. Environmental catastrophe. Some experts believe that nature itself turned against Zerzura. Flash floods may have swept through the valley with unstoppable force, drowning everything in their path. Or perhaps it was a massive earthquake, cracking the earth beneath their feet, toppling buildings and swallowing parts of the city whole. With no advanced warning systems, a natural disaster could have triggered panic and a mass flight. Theory 2. Poisoned water source. Another explanation is more invisible, but just as deadly. Arsenic or other toxic minerals may have contaminated their only water source. Ingestion over time could cause sickness, hallucinations, or even madness. Imagine waking up one day to find your entire community slowly dying, with no cure in sight. Leaving everything behind may have been the only choice. Theory 3. Supernatural legends. But not all theories are scientific. Some ancient scrolls whisper of forbidden rituals and temples dedicated to deities long forgotten. Zerzura, according to legend, made a pact with something beyond this world. Some believe the city was cursed, and that its people paid the price for uncovering knowledge they were never meant to possess. Theory 4. Enemy sabotage. And finally, a darker human possibility. Sabotage. Rival kingdoms, envious of Zerzura's isolation and wealth, might have infiltrated its gates, slowly poisoning food, water, or even using unknown chemical agents. It may sound far-fetched, but history is filled with betrayals far worse. Each theory brings us closer, but none can fully explain the silence that followed. Historical parallels. Zerzura's disappearance may seem unbelievable, but it's not the only time history has recorded a city or an entire civilization vanishing under mysterious or sudden circumstances. Let's take a look at some chilling parallels. Pompeii. In 79 AD, the Roman city of Pompeii was thriving until it was wiped off the map in a matter of hours. Mount Vesuvius erupted without mercy. Ash rained down. The sky went black. People were frozen in time, literally preserved in the positions they died. A flourishing city turned into a tomb, sealed for centuries beneath volcanic ash. Roanoke. Fast forward to the late 1500s. An English colony in North America suddenly disappeared. Over 100 settlers. Gone. There were no signs of struggle. No bodies. No letters. No trace. Only one eerie clue scratched into a tree. The word Croton. To this day, no one truly knows what happened. Mohenjo-Daro. In present-day Pakistan once stood one of the world's most advanced ancient cities, Mohenjo-Daro. It had sewage systems, planned streets, and massive structures. Then, mysteriously, it was abandoned. There were no signs of war, no natural disaster. The population simply left. All three examples share something in common. Sudden silence. They were cities of culture, people, and promise brought to a halt by forces we still don't fully understand. Could Zerzura be another chapter in this long story of vanishing cities? Another page torn from history, lost to sand, time, and silence? Final thoughts and theories. Even today, the mystery of Zerzura continues to puzzle historians, archaeologists, and explorers alike. Every theory, every clue, every grain of sand studied still leaves one haunting truth. We don't really know what happened. Some argue it was nature's fury, floods, earthquakes, shifting sands that buried a civilization before it could even cry out for help. They point to environmental fragility, showing how quickly nature can reclaim what humans build. Others insist on human failure, a poisoned water source, a failed food supply, a social collapse. Maybe the city was so isolated, so self-contained, that it simply couldn't survive a single point of failure. One mistake, and everything unraveled. And then there are the believers in the unexplainable. Whispers of curses, forbidden rituals, lost knowledge that should have stayed buried. Legends passed down through generations say Zerzura reached too far, challenged something sacred, and was erased for it. It may sound like fiction, but many cultures believe that not all history is meant to be understood. And so, the debate continues. Was Zerzura a real place or a symbolic warning? A city swallowed by time or by its own ambition? In the end, one thing is certain. The silence it left behind is louder than any explanation. As the wind moves across the ruins and the desert reclaims what remains, we're reminded of something profound. Civilizations rise and they fall. Even the greatest of them can disappear in a moment. All it takes is the right storm, the wrong decision, or a mystery too deep to solve. Zerzura may be gone, but its story still haunts the edge of history, waiting for someone to find the final piece. So now, we turn the mystery over to you. What do you think happened to Zerzura? Was it a natural disaster, a human failure, or something far more unexplainable? Let us know your theory in the comments. We'd love to hear what you believe. If you're fascinated by forgotten civilizations, ancient secrets, and strange disappearances, then make sure to hit that like button. It really helps more curious minds discover these stories. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a mystery that challenges what we think we know about the past. Thanks for watching. And remember, some stories don't fade with time, they only get stranger.